This video presentation is Cincinnati Bell Inc. Cincinnati Bell trades on New York Stock Exchange under ticker CBB. Taking a look at a penny stock that trades on the NYSE. Stock's lost more than half its value in 2013. Had a pretty decent base established right here around $2.90. Recently fell through that. A little bit of an up day on Thursday, up almost 2%. As with most New York Stock Exchange companies, volume is generally not an issue. 1.8 million shares traded. I want to pay attention to this to hold this $2.60 base, because I think it's got at least a 10% upside if that stays intact to come up and push on the bottom side of that old support, which is now resistance. MACD still trending down, but I noticed a couple different things about this. Histogram bars are trending back towards zero, almost ready to break through, tells me a bullish cross could be coming. And in the grander scheme, going back to March, if it turns, it's still making a higher low, which is a positive divergence as the price per share is going down, the MACD is trending up, which could be signaling a much larger overall reversal in the chart. So that's something worth noting and paying attention to. Also from that point, coming off a PPO ADX pinch, which in the shorter term, the one thing we always talk about is look for the PPO to continue to trend towards zero, and that indeed would be happening, and essentially developing an upward channel. So that's something worth paying attention to, and the ADX has worked itself back into that pinch position again, which is a great position for an overall reversal. Money flow index, of course, price per share has been falling off, but it does look like it's starting to turn. I also think it's noteworthy that even though the price per share has been sliding, the accumulation distribution is at least holding a basic flat line and actually a little bit of an uptrend of higher lows, which still tells me that there's some accumulation going on in this stock despite the price slide. Shaking money flow, down in the red, telling me over the last 20 periods, buying pressure has been outweighed by selling pressure, but it's just not too deep. Down around negative 0.1. Now all I look for is just to climb back towards zero and try and get up in the green to show that buying pressure is once again dominant. CCI, which measures the average price compared to the 20-day mean, breaking back up through negative 100. That's a far cry from the actual buy signal at 100, but bottom feeders will use that break of negative 100 as the buy point to try and catch the full breadth of a move. If it breaks back down through negative 100, that's the sell point. Just a different way of looking at and playing the CCI in combination with the other indicators and candles. Not getting anything from the full stow, down in oversold territory, signaling that there's no bullish momentum in the play. And the tricks, the lagging indicator, they don't ever get much from that on bottom plays like this, other than I'll just be looking for a bullish cross at this point to show a trend shift. With a little bit of buying that came in on Thursday, got the RSIs to turn pretty quickly, coming up out of oversold territory, indicating that there's some momentum building in the chart. So we'll just look for that to continue, and for the first time in quite a while, try and break back above 50 to show that the bulls have indeed taken control of momentum. Now, as I mentioned to start the video, I'm going to be looking for a bottom support right there around $2.60, $2.62 to stay intact. It's a very short-term support, but has held the two times it's hit it in the last couple weeks. So that's going to be a key point for me since there's no other support in sight. So pay attention to $2.60. Now, to the upside, there's not really much resistance in the way until it comes back up here to challenge this old support point, which you can see is a pretty broad area. Could say it runs all the way down to 283, but I'm going to pull it back up more towards closing prices, which brings it back up to around $2.92. That's just short of 10%, it's about 9% upside. But what I'm looking for is just the start of an overall reversal. So I'll want to pay attention to that, see if it can break through it. 50-day moving average is coming down, it's dynamic, it's going to lend to that area of resistance. And again, that ties into the idea of wanting to see the price per share come up, move back above, and hold above a key moving average. I see some more static resistance coming in play right there around $2.18. And if stock price can move through that, hold above that 50-day moving average, that could be all the signs that says this chart's found the true bottom and going to try and move upward from there. Just to identify the next end resistance, it's going to be up around $3.70. Clearly a long ways from where it is, adding $1 a share. Challenging the 200-day moving average at that point. All types of things that I'm not really worried about while the stock's down this low, but notable going forward if the chart does indeed reverse and starts to climb upward. Those are the type of things that I'd be looking for in the CBB chart, but as always, merely my interpretation. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.